Okay, we're going to look at indirect pronouns, and I'm just going to give you an oversimplified explanation, and I want to put it in the context of this unit. So in relation to talking about a problem, a relationship problem, and giving advice with regards to relationships. So we use indirect pronouns for certain Italian verbs, and I've just given you a list of the most common ones for our purpose and context. So, chiedere a qualcuno, to ask someone. The reason why it requires an indirect pronoun is because in Italian we have this preposition a that follows the verb and comes before the person you're referring to. So that preposition makes it indirect. I want to give you some examples of the verbs that I have above. But first of all, our indirect object pronouns are in Italian are mi for io, ti for tu, gli for he, for lui, le for she, ci for noi, vi for voi, and gli for loro. So gli is repeated. Gli is a recent addition to the Italian language, in that the fancy form is to actually use loro instead of gli, but gli has been used so widely that now it is accepted as a correct way to say to them. So literally these mean to me, to you, to him, to her, to us, to you all, to them. Looking at the first one, to ask someone, chiedere a qualcuno. So in giving advice, if I were you, I'd ask him why. So se fossi in te, or se io fossi in te, as with all pronouns, the indirect pronoun is placed before the verb except for imperatives. So se io fossi in te, I'd ask him, gli chiederei perché. I'd ask him why. In the future tense, you may say, you'll see that he will say sorry. So as a result of my advice, you'll see that he'll say sorry. Vedrai che ti chiederà scusa. So he'll ask you, ti, that's our pronoun there. Passato prossimo, maybe you want to say, in expressing your problem, he asked me to have an abortion. Mi ha chiesto di abortire. So he asked me, that's my indirect object pronoun, and di followed by the verb in the infinitive because we have a preposition. And maybe if we're talking about a friend, he asked her to abort. Le ha chiesto di abortire. And in the imperative tense, maybe I want to say, ask him why. So because it's imperative, the pronoun will be attached to the verb and be placed after the verb. So chiedi is the imperative, and we're adding the pronoun gli. Chiedigli perché. Or maybe you want to say sorry, which in Italian is ask sorry. Chiedigli scusa. Okay, let's go to some other examples. Consigliare a qualcuno, to advise someone. So maybe my parents advised me to leave to change school. So I miei genitori mi hanno consigliato di cambiare scuola, they advised me. Mi is a pronoun. Looking at another verb, dire a qualcuno, to say to someone or to tell someone. If I were you, I'd tell her to keep the baby. So se io fossi in te, le direi di tenere il bambino. So there's your pronoun, I'd tell her. And maybe in recounting a problem, in the story you said something like, I told them to stop. Gli ho detto di smettere. So note how we're always following this type of structure. Di plus infinitive, di plus infinitive, di plus infinitive. I told them, there's your pronoun, to stop. Tell him no, or say no. Or digli di no. Tell her yes. Dille di sì. Tell her to go. Dille di andare. To go away, andarsene. That's an idiomatic expression. Maybe parlare a qualcuno, talk to someone. If I were you, I'd talk to my parents. Se io fossi in te, I'd talk to them. Gli parlerei. So this is assuming you've already mentioned parents before. Gli parlerei. You'll see he will talk to you. Vedrai che ti parlerà. So there's the indirect pronoun. I didn't speak to him anymore. Non gli ho più parlato. There's your pronoun. That's anymore is a combination of the non and the più. And talk to her. Parlale. Just some more examples if you need them. Call her. Telephone her. So if I were you, I'd call her. Se io fossi in te, le telefonerei. You'll see he'll call you. Vedrai che ti telefonerà. So there's your pronoun ti. Passato prossimo. I called them yesterday. Gli ho telefonato ieri. And imperative, call her. Telefonale. Call him. Telefonagli. Just a few more. If I were you, I'd give him a kiss. Se io fossi in te, gli darei un bacio. So there's your pronoun. And maybe something like, he gave me a kiss. Mi ha dato un bacio. I gave her a kiss. Le ho dato un bacio. And imperative, kiss her. Baciala. One last one, regalare a qualcuno, to give a gift to someone. For example, if I were you, I'd give her a rose. Se io fossi in te, le regalerei una rosa. And maybe a past tense one, he gave me a rose. Mi ha regalato una rosa. I gave her a bracelet. Le ho regalato un braccialetto. And the imperative, give her a ring. Regalale un anello. Now, if that's still not very clear, there is a longer explanation that I've typed out that you can use. But in summary, whenever you're using one of these verbs, and you've already mentioned the person, you've already mentioned who that someone is, then you need to use an indirect object pronoun. And here are some of the examples.